quickly before we take questions?
Yeah, we're able to go out there tonight and get a win, or this afternoon. We put a lot of preparation in during the week to go out there and give ourselves a chance to win the game. And going into the game, we knew it was going to be a four-quarter game. When you say that, though, you never really know how that's going to come down. What type of four-quarter game. But I thought some of the key things we went into the game emphasizing, to be able to be in the game and have a chance there at the end were, turnovers, turnover margin. And without looking at it, where are we at? I think we didn't have one, right?
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So turnover margin was a big one. Penalties for the penalty margin between the two teams and being able to make up about a 5-yard difference in per possession, statistically from what they were at and what we're at. And going into the final drive of the game, we were sitting at 5 penalties, which they're correctable things we can't have. But at the same time, we had 5 penalties, and the last drive we had 3. I won't say anything else about those until we have a chance to watch the tape and see the film and see how we can coach our guys better. But 3 penalties that keep drives alive on the last drive of the game when a team has no timeouts. We got to really look at that and see how we can eliminate those from situations after we view the tape and see exactly what happened on those. It was a team win for sure, where all 3 phases of the team had ups and downs in the game. So momentum shifts, and I thought that when one side of the ball had one, the other side, or another portion of the team was able to step up and help overcome it. But we won the football game, guys, but we got a lot of work to do, and we got a lot of things to correct. I'm happy for these kids. I'm happy for Georgia Tech, as a whole. It's a positive when you see you can make some of those mistakes and still come out with a win. But to continue to have success on Saturdays and Thursdays in a week and a half, we got to eliminate some of the mistakes we had and clean some things up. Across the board, all 3 phases. Everybody obviously knows about. We changed the punt team last week in a matter of 4 days, and really trying to force the protection part of it. And the coverage is something we knew we were going to have to continue to work on. Obviously, Dave kicked it. Kicked it, good long kick down the middle, kind of out-kicked his coverage. They doubled the gunner, and we lost leverage on the ball from the inside. And that's what happened. We can't allow that to happen. And then you lose leverage on the ball, and you got to have everybody else coming out of their contained lanes and being able to swarm back to the ball and not get caught up on blocks. So that's something obviously moving into this bye week that we'll address and continue to work on the punt team. Punt return, all phases of special teams. But at the end of the day, it was a good win. A win is a win. Super excited for these kids. Super excited for the coaches who've worked extremely hard these last couple of weeks. And I can't say how proud I am, to be a Yellow Jacket. Go ahead, Kelly.
Go ahead and open up for questions, Kelly.
Obviously, your heart has to be beating pretty fast there at the end. You lose Jeff at the very end of the game. Zach has to come in, hasn't played here before. And then they break a play and a flag, pushes them back, and it kind of changes the whole momentum of the game. Kind of what was going through your mind as you were watching both the last possession on offense and then Duke's last possession?
Yeah. Somewhere some football gods have some love for us. I mean, I guess karma comes around, right? And it's I know it sounds like coach talk, but you have to play till the clock hits 0-0, and you have to play as hard as you possibly can. You have to play for the next play. You can't look in the past. You can't dwell on a play. And that was the one thing, regardless of the ups and downs without the game. I thought the coaching staff and the players, I don't think there was ever one sense that those guys didn't think that we were going to win the game and be able to win it there at the end, regardless of how we won it. And to walk in that locker room and see those guys, joyous again and happy for the work they put in over the last week, we're to the point now where we're learning how to win, and that's a huge point. It's it went from trying not to lose, and now we're learning how to win, and that's a valuable lesson that these guys will take through the to the next game.
Right.
The secondary appeared to play with a lot of confidence and a lot of fire out there. What have you seen from them in practice? And it seemed like it wasn't just one or two players, that everyone was making plays out there tonight.
Yeah, as a whole, I mean, they've been practicing that way. Jalen went down last week, and Clayton stepped in, and for a true freshman, did a heck of a job getting in there and filling a big void in that back end. And those guys they're taking their coaching during the week. Travaris is doing a great job with those guys. Thack, from the top with the defense of putting those guys in position to not only make plays but to know what they're doing. To be confident in their preparation through the week, so that they can go out there and not play on the back of their heels, waiting for something to happen in front of them, but being able to anticipate what the routes that are going to happen, and when they're going to match the different route concepts that a team has, the tendencies that the offense that we're playing has, and then when you can know tendencies and be able to anticipate through your preparation and the coaching they're getting, it makes the game a lot easier and allows those guys to play faster.
Ken?
Can you comment a little bit on Jeff's play, Jeff Sims running and throwing? And I'm curious, and just kind of his progress, particularly in the last couple of weeks of confidence and aggression running the ball.
Yeah, you kind of see him grow out there in front of you every week, and the sense of confidence that he has right now, throughout the entire week, it's really starting to be a night and day thing with him, and the confidence in running the football, and you talk about a momentum shift for the entire team, and when you see him pull one of those first runs down and drive his back leg through and push the pile and not take a side, not take a slide, but actually run slap over somebody and be able to bring his back leg and continue to have that momentum. That's what I think what everybody's been looking for Jeff, and we've been asking him to do, and to do that and show just how bad he wants to put the team on his back. When he has the ball in his hand, I mean, that really boosts the confidence of the rest of the guys playing around him. And when you have confidence in your quarterback to go out there and put the team on his back, that elevates everyone else's play around him.
You were missing some receivers that had played a lot of ball leading into this game. Guys like Blackburn and King went out there. What were you expecting from them, and did you get what you were expecting from them?
We were missing a lot of guys, a lot of spots as the game kind of went on. And credit to everyone in those positions that were able to step up, and the people that were behind them or the next person in, being able to step in and play winning football. The receivers obviously had some things occur during the week, and some other guys had to step up, and those guys did. The thing we challenged them during the week was, first, let's make sure we get aligned. If you're not aligned, you can't run the play correctly. So just being able to go out there, get aligned, get set, and then have confidence to run the route or the conversion on the route, and then Jeff to put the ball on him. We got obviously a lot of things we got to clean up across the board, and once when we do catch the ball or get the ball, of being able to continue to work our guys at making one guy miss, and keeping our balance as we're going across things. We got a lot of work to do there, but it's extremely confident to know some of those young guys stepped in and were able to deliver some big plays.
Right here.
Coach, you talked about Jeff's confidence, but the team as a whole, including the coaches, do you see the confidence is rising each game?
Yeah, and I know I keep saying the same thing over and over, but confidence comes through preparation. And when you can prepare the way these guys have done, whether it be the coaches or the players, it elevates your confidence when you prepare the right way. And we need to continue to grow, and everyone to continue to raise their game, because as much as you want to play the underdog role and be able to sneak up and play a game on somebody, I mean, those tides are going to turn, and people are going to start looking at us as a viable opponent, I would hope. And I said last week, success is the enemy of success, and I told the guys in the locker room, as messed up as this sounds when I say it, but enjoy this feeling today, but then let's forget it, and let's go back to knowing what it's like to be the underdog and know why we're here where we are.
We've got time for a couple more for Coach.
You played a lot of the game with 3 offensive line starters out. You had Jordan go down in the game, and Pierce came out, and then obviously Joe wasn't able to play. And just can you talk about like Will Lay and Leftwich, who both kind of stepped up, and then kind of how much that impacts you guys not having your normal offensive line group in key parts of the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be an impact when things like that happen, but for the first time in a long time, it wasn't an impact that was to the detriment of the entire team. And it goes back to the preparation that those guys have had during the week and the growth. And early in the season, when you take the opportunity to put a Ja'Kiah Leftwich in the game for 12, 15 plays early in the season. No one in the game of college football, five guys on the offensive line rarely ever stay healthy for the entire season, and knowing we were going to have Ja'Kiah. And now when his time was called tonight, I mean, he had, I think, 60, 65, 70 banked reps of game reps already up to this point. So now he goes out there in a meaningful time when he has to play the rest of the entire game. It's not new to him. He's seen the speed of the game. He's not big-eyed. So, really kind of what we were doing earlier in the season, he was able to pay off in the right way.
Okay.
If I can ask you about the last, 3 drives of the fourth quarter, how do you, I guess first of all, looking back at it, and I'm sure you'll want to look at the tape more, but what was keeping you from running being able to run the offense effectively and move the ball? And secondly, how do you balance, wanting to be up tempo, but also I'm sure trying to run the clock down?
Yeah, that's something that, it wasn't. Yeah, you want to be able to control. You want to be able to control the game in those times. But at the same time, there's 9 minutes left in the game, and they have 3 timeouts. So it's not a time where you just line up and wait for the clock to go down, because then you're turning around and giving them the time they need. And as you saw, that time running down is a valuable thing. Now, do we need to continue to work on that? Yes, you're right, we do. And for us to be able to run the ball successful. I'm a tech grad, guys, come on. But to be able to do that earlier throughout the game, and then when it came, critical time, to be able to, to have a plan to go in with it, we can get positive yards. We had some things that had worked earlier, some sideways runs, some perimeter runs, and got knocked back a little bit on those. And obviously, what the people are going to do. If you run the ball, you win, and defenses are going to start pressuring you and playing lower safeties and doing different things. So being able to have a plan to continue to push us through the remainder of the season.
Okay, Patrick, last one.
Coach Key, congrats on the second win in a row, and that now you have a little bit of a break. I guess you'll take a deep breath, but not really a full bye week. How do you plan to prepare for the next game?
We'll come in tomorrow and get right to work on watching this game, putting this game to bed. Tomorrow afternoon, later in the afternoon, let the coaches get out and go spend time with their family, watch the NFL football or whatever they do. Then be back in on Monday morning. We'll watch this game with the players. We'll put it to bed. Have player meetings. They'll work out, lift, and we'll get right to work. Self-scouting, ourselves, doing a lot of the things, whether it be individual player, things that they've got to get better at or they're doing well, and how to improve from overall schematic, offense, defense, and special teams. We'll spend the latter part of Sunday and the whole day Monday and Tuesday working on self-scout in order to really break those the tendencies that we have and what we need to do to continue to progress. And then halfway through the day on Tuesday, we'll kind of shift gears and start initial game planning. Players will have a couple of practices here and there, and it's a short week. Next Friday's Sunday, compared to game week. So that's the way we'll go. Once Friday gets here, it's Sunday in our minds.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, go Jackets.